If you are letting your baby's natural cues dictate both twins' schedules, you're actually creating the exact opposite of what you think you're creating. And it's making sleep harder, not easier. Welcome to Twin Sleep Talk. Twin parenting wisdom from someone who's been there. I'm Laura Van Leuven, mom of five, including twins, and I'm also a registered nurse and twin sleep consultant. This is the third episode in a series called The Top 5 Twin Sleep Mistakes You Don't Even Know You're Making. If you haven't yet, go back and watch the first two episodes and be sure to check out the description for the link to the free download of your copy of the top 5 twin sleep mistakes you don't even know you're making and how to fix them. Okay, let's get into this because this is something parents ask me about all the time. Here's what I see all the time with families I work with. You have twin A and twin B. Now, maybe twin A is the sleepier one. Maybe twin B is more alert. So you follow their cues. You put them down when they show those sleepy and tired signs, and you get them up when they wake up. And it all sounds really logical because babies know what they need. So we should follow their lead. Following their sleepy cues works really well for newborns and singletons. But if you actually want your multiples to nap and sleep at the same time on the same schedule, then you just need a different approach. Because here's the problem. When you follow each baby's individual cues, you end up with two completely different schedules. Twin A might be ready for a nap at 1, twin B might not be tired until 1:45. So you put them down at different times. And now you have one baby sleeping while the other is awake, one baby waking while the other is still sleeping. Two different rhythms, two different wake windows, two different bedtimes, and a lot of chaos, especially if you have an older sibling in the mix, like I did. I had a 2-year-old when my twins were born. So this is the belief that's driving all of this. It's this idea that I should follow my baby's cues because babies know what they need. And if I force them into a schedule, I'm not respecting their natural rhythms. Now, this belief sounds really loving, and it is loving. But the truth is, following babies' cues, again, it works really great for newborns and singletons. But after 4 months with twins, it can really backfire because twins just aren't singletons. And the goal isn't to honor each baby's individual rhythm. The goal is to teach them to live together. When my twins were 4 and 5 months, I was still following their cues. I thought I was doing the right thing. I mean, that's what I had done with my oldest daughter. And it's the only thing I had ever done with my twins. But what I actually created was two babies on completely different schedules, and I was exhausted at my wits' end and trying to manage it. Not to mention managing my 2-year-old who still just hated napping. And it wasn't until I switched to a parent led schedule that everything changed. So here's what actually works you put your twins on a parent led schedule that's based on their sleep needs and their age, not necessarily individual cues. Yes, you meet in the middle. The middle is a parent decided middle, not a baby decided middle. So here's how it works. First, you figure out what your twins' sleep needs are at their current age and based on their temperament. So a 6-month-old is just going to need a different amount of daytime sleep than a 12-month-old. And an 18-month-old will also need something different. So look at the research, look at where they're at, look at your pediatrician's guidance and what you already know about your specific babies. And from there, you're going to build a schedule around that. Now, this is not meant to meet your needs only, so don't hear me wrong on that. Okay, second, you're going to schedule around your sleepier twin. So if twin A is naturally sleepier and twin B is more alert, so I want you to schedule around twin A's need because twin A will naturally fall asleep. Twin B might need to learn to be okay in the crib for a little bit, but that's actually a skill that twin B is going to need to develop anyways. Third, when one twin wakes early from a nap, I want you to wake the other one within 10 to 15 minutes and then put them down 10 to 15 minutes early for the next nap. This way, neither twin is adjusting their wake window by more than 10 or 15 minutes. So you're keeping them coordinated without forcing either one into a totally unnatural rhythm. Number four, and this is so crucial, if you have to be okay with independent crib time. This means one twin might need a 2 hour wake window and the other might need a 2.5 hour wake window. So you're going to put them down at 2 hours and 15 minutes. One baby might kick around in the crib for a bit, and you just have to be okay with that. That's not a problem. It's learning. Or if one twin wakes early from a nap and is kicking around for a while and the other is still sleeping, it's okay. Just keep the white noise on. You don't need to go in the second one wakes up. You'll still get them both up from their nap at the same time. This takes time and learning, but it is so worth it because here's what's actually happening. Your twins are learning to coexist. They're learning to be okay with their siblings' presence and noises. They're learning to sleep through all of the coos and babbles and kicking. They're learning to compromise. And that's not unfair. It is like a superpower. Let me tell you about one of my clients. She had 14-month-old twins. So twin A was ready to drop down to one nap. He was taking a solid 2 or more hour nap every afternoon. And twin B would still take two naps, but they were only like 1 to 1.5 hours each. So, what we did is we adjusted their schedule to one nap by moving the afternoon nap earlier. And then we gave them a slightly earlier bedtime to sort of make up for that earlier nap. Within a week, both twins were handling the one nap schedule just fine because we weren't following each baby's individual cues or each baby's individual patterns. We were making a parent led decision based on their sleep needs and their age. With my own twins, naps were like absolute chaos until I put them on the same parent led schedule. And once I did, everything changed for us. They were getting sleep and they were less cranky. My daughter, who is older, she got used to having a daily quiet time, and I actually got a break in the middle of the day. And that made me happier and a better, more connected parent. My twins learned to be okay just staying in their crib awake. And they learned to sleep through their twin brother's coos and babbles and cries and kicks and all his noises. And they learned to make some compromises. And yeah, I used to see it as unfair. I thought that it wasn't fair that my twin A had to wait while twin B fell asleep, or that it wasn't fair that twin B had to listen to twin A crying or fussing. But my twins are 10 now, and I've learned over the years that this is not actually unfair. It's a gift. Because what I've heard from them and other adult twins over and over again is they would never want to give up the twin bond that they have. They wouldn't trade it for anything. And the bond comes from learning to live together from day one. Your twins and my twins have something most of us wish we had: a built in sibling, a lifelong companion, someone who just gets them in a way that no one else ever will, even their other siblings. And yeah, that does come with some compromises, but those compromises aren't unfair. They're like the price of admission to something really, really special. So here's what I want you to do. If your twins are over 4 months old, stop following their individual cues and start building a parent led schedule based on their natural rhythms and sleep needs. Schedule around your sleepier twin. When one wakes early, wake the other twin 10 to 15 minutes and then adjust the next nap accordingly. And be okay with some independent crib time, some kicking around, some quiet time awake. It's all learning. And most importantly, remind your twins as they grow that they have something really special. When things seem unfair, just remind them that they get to have a twin, which is something most people don't ever get. And if you can frame it in a positive way, they don't know that anything even could be different. But you'll know. And you'll see the magic happens when two babies learn to live together. So, if you want done for you schedules and you want me to walk through your day with you in a way that honors both your twins' sleep needs while keeping them coordinated, that's exactly what we do in the Twin Sleep Academy. We have age specific schedules, and there's opportunity for one on one coaching, group coaching, and a community of parents who've already broken out of the chaos. I want you to hear me. You are not a bad twin parent. You're not ruining your twins. Raising twins is really, really hard. You've just been following cues instead of leading with intention. Maybe you've been doing what worked in the newborn phase. And now it's time to move into the next developmental phase when it comes to their sleep. And now you know a better way. Thank you so much for listening to the Twin Sleep Talk podcast. And again, check the description below for a link to the full guide and check out what's inside the Twin Sleep Academy. Make sure you subscribe, leave a review, leave a comment, and of course, share this with a friend who needs to hear it. If you have questions, you can always send me an email, laura@twinsleep.com. I'm also on Instagram at twin.sleep.help. You can send me a DM. I am the one that checks my inbox and I'm happy to answer your questions. Otherwise, I will see you in the next episode. Thanks so much.